You're the one who can be counted on, the person who fixes things, the person who answers quickly, gets there early and says, "No worries," even when they are worried. It starts out little. After weeks of stillness, a message pops up that says, "Hey, are you free?" Not, "How are you?" Not, "I missed you. Please wear a smile." A friend who forgets your birthday will remember your number as soon as they need a ride, a reference, a shoulder, or a solution. A co-worker puts a task on your desk at work like it belongs there, using that gentle voice that makes it sound like teamwork. You feel your stomach tighten, your jaw lock, heat behind the eyes, and the sting is never one great betrayal. It's the way things are. It's seeing that your phone only lights up when someone is in a hurry, needs money, or is short on time, attention, or patience. It's recognizing you've become the human emergency kit, opened when needed, closed when convenient. You persuade yourself you're being kind. You tell yourself you're not keeping score, but your body keeps score. The tight chest, the quiet fury you swallow so you don't look selfish. Here's the truth. Being used rarely looks like cruelty. It appears like usual. It looks like just this once, repeated 100 times. It seems like you providing aid before anyone asks, since you can't handle the discomfort of disappointing someone. So you accommodate, you rescue, you smooth the edges, and you call it love. But love isn't the problem. The difficulty is the price you set for access to you. If people only show up when they need something, that isn't bad luck, it's conditioning. Somewhere along the road, without wanting to, you trained them that your time is always available, your energy is always negotiable, and your boundaries are flexible if they press hard enough. Most people don't wake up wondering, "Who can I exploit today?" They simply take the path of least resistance. And if you've been the simplest door to open, people will keep walking through. In a minute, I'm going to show you the one shift that collapses this dynamic without a struggle, without a speech, without you being cold. Because the idea isn't to transform you become a harsher person. It's to convert you into a sovereign one, generous by choice, not by pressure. And here's what makes this uncomfortable. The reason you get used is often the same reason people initially like you. You are responsive, you are competent, you notice what others ignore, you anticipate needs before they're spoken. In a healthy environment, that's leadership. In an unhealthy one, it becomes an invitation. Certain signals tell the social world, "I'm easy to access," not because you say it, but because you show it. You reply in seconds, even when you're busy. You explain your no like you're giving testimony. You apologize for having limits. "Sorry, I'm just exhausted." "Sorry, I can't today." "Sorry, I know you're counting on me." You offer help before anyone asks, because silence feels like failing. You accept last-minute requests because you fear being seen as difficult. You overfunction so nobody has to feel uncomfortable, and you call it being helpful. This is not random, it's conditioning. Human beings are reinforcement machines. When someone gets a reward after a behavior, they repeat it. If they learn that asking you for help leads to instant relief, they will ask again. If they learn that pressing you leads to compliance, they will press harder. And if you keep proving that your boundaries melt under guilt, you are teaching them that guilt is a key that opens you. Think about the last time someone crossed a line with you. You felt it instantly, but you swallowed it and smiled. That moment is data. In behavioral terms, you rewarded the behavior with safety. And if you occasionally push back, then fold, you create intermittent reinforcement, the strongest training schedule there is. It's the same mechanic that makes people keep pulling a slot machine lever. They gamble on your eventual yes. The more your limits wobble, the more they test, because the win is you. Your silence becomes their permission, and your resentment becomes your private prison. Most people don't consciously think in these terms. They don't have to. Social hierarchies run on pattern recognition. The room senses who can be leaned on, who will tolerate discomfort, who will absorb the cost. And the taker doesn't always look like a villain. Sometimes they're just stressed, disorganized, entitled by habit, or simply following the path of least resistance. The dynamic is the problem. One person keeps taking because the other person keeps paying. So why do you keep paying? Because part of you believes love must be earned through service. Somewhere early, you learned that being good meant being useful. Maybe you were praised for being mature, helpful, low maintenance. Maybe conflict in your home taught you to keep the peace by anticipating moods. Maybe you discovered that explaining yourself reduced punishment. Approval became a currency, and you became fluent in earning it. The most dangerous signal you send is one sentence you say every day, even if you don't speak it out loud. My needs can wait. That sentence turns generosity into self-erasure. It converts kindness into a contract where everyone else's urgency outranks your life. Here is the hard truth. You taught them what access to you costs. Nothing. And people protect what costs them something. When you are free, you are treated like free. When your time has terms, your presence has weight. This is not cruelty, it is calibration. It is the difference between being a giving person and being an open resource. Here's what's really happening beneath the surface, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. You keep signing a contract you never agreed to, not on paper, in micro moments, in tone, in timing, in what you tolerate. The contract is simple. You trade your time, energy, attention, and flexibility for acceptance. You don't say it out loud, but you live it. If I'm useful, I'll be valued. If I'm needed, I won't be abandoned. If I make things easier for them, they'll remember me, appreciate me, keep me close. It sounds like love. It feels like security. But it's a bargain made from fear, because usefulness is not the same as respect. A tool can be useful, a battery can be useful, a service can be useful. And the brutal truth is that people tend to treat what is useful like a resource. They pull from it, drain it, and replace it when it stops working. Respect is different. Respect comes with terms. Respect recognizes limits. Respect doesn't require you to collapse yourself to earn a seat in someone's life. So how does the contract get written? In tiny, forgettable scenes. You say, "No worries," when it was worries. You agree to something and feel your stomach sink, then you do it anyway. You laugh off a comment that landed like a slap because you don't want to seem sensitive. Someone asks you last minute, and you cancel your own plans to prove you're dependable. Someone is late, inconsiderate, vague, careless with your time, and you smooth it over because you don't want to make it a thing. In dating, you accept crumbs and call it patience. In friendship, you become the therapist and call it loyalty. In family, you swallow resentment and call it respect. At work, you absorb extra labor and call it being a team player. Each time you do that, you're setting pricing on your presence. You're telling the world what access to you costs, and if the price is always low, the demand will be high. You become the open door, the free resource, the 24/7 service line people dial when they want relief. This is where power dynamics enter. In every relationship, someone sets the terms and someone adapts to them. The person who sets the terms doesn't need to raise their voice. They just need to know that you'll bend. And the person who bends will keep bending, because bending feels like keeping the peace. But peace without respect isn't peace. It's submission wearing polite clothing. The equation is ugly, but it's accurate. The more you tolerate, the more they test. Human beings probe boundaries the way water probes cracks. If there's a leak, it finds it. If there's a weak spot, it returns to it. Not always with malice, but with instinct. They ask for a little more. They push a little later. They speak a little sharper. And if you keep absorbing it, the behavior escalates because you've proven you can carry it. This is why just being nicer never fixes it. You don't solve a boundary problem with extra giving. You solve it by changing the terms. And there's a way to say no without saying no, a way to stop being used without turning your life into constant confrontation. The shift isn't loud. It's quiet. It's strategic. It's the moment you stop negotiating your worth in real time. Self-respect isn't cruelty. It isn't hostility. It is policy. It is clarity. And when your life has policy, people stop treating you like public property. Here is the one move that ends being used, and it's not a speech. It's not a confrontation. It's not you finally standing up for yourself in some dramatic moment where you list everything you've endured. That kind of performance feels satisfying for 10 seconds, and then it changes nothing. The move is controlled withdrawal. Controlled withdrawal means you reduce access to you, your time, your responsiveness, your labor, your emotional availability, without drama, without explanations, without negotiation. You don't announce it like a revolution. You simply stop being easy to reach and easy to drain. Because people don't change when you lecture them. They change when the cost changes, when the consequences become real, when the old behavior no longer produces the same reward. Think about how you've tried to fix this before. You over-explained. You said, "I feel like you only call when you need something." And they replied, "That's not true." And then you spent 20 minutes proving your point. Or they apologized, promised change, and then a week later, it was the same request in a different outfit. Why? Because words are cheap, consequences are expensive, and social behavior is shaped by what works, not by what sounds fair. Controlled withdrawal is the moment you stop being a vending machine that dispenses comfort whenever someone presses the right buttons. Mechanically, it looks simple, but it will light your nervous system on fire at first. You delay replies, not to play games, but to break the pattern that your attention is instant. You stop answering every call. You let messages sit while you finish your life. You stop rescuing people from the discomfort of their own choices. You don't solve problems that aren't yours. You stop volunteering yourself as tribute. You become selective. You give where it's mutual, and you step back where it's transactional. And the most important piece, you let small discomfort happen. You let someone be inconvenienced. You let them be unsure. You let them be slightly disappointed. Because every time you sprint to erase their discomfort, you train them to outsource their emotional regulation to you. Now, here is where most people fail. They try to withdraw, but they can't tolerate the guilt. So they explain, they defend, they write moral essays about why they need space, why they're overwhelmed, why they wish they could help. That explanation is the weak point, because the moment you justify, you hand the other person a lever. They don't need to respect your boundary if they can debate your reasons. Controlled withdrawal has one rule: no defending, no over-explaining, no emotional negotiation. Old you, I can't today because I've had a long week and I'm really exhausted and I also have a lot going on. New you, I can't. Old you, I'm so sorry, I feel terrible, I know you're stressed, but I just can't. New you, that doesn't work for me. Old you, maybe later I'll try, let me see, I don't want to disappoint you. New you, I'm not available for that. Old you, okay, what do you need? I'll handle it. Send it to me. New you, I'll let you know. And then you actually decide later, without pressure, without being cornered. Old you, I guess I can help, but I wish you had told me earlier. New you, sounds like you'll figure it out. Notice what changed. The words are shorter, but the real shift is invisible. You are no longer applying for approval. You are stating terms, and this is why it works. When you remove the reward, the behavior enters extinction. At first, the taker experiences a vacuum. They're used to pulling a string and watching you move. Now the string goes slack. Their mind scrambles to restore the old system. Confusion shows up first. Are you okay? Then irritation. Wow, you've changed. Then bargaining. It'll only take 2 minutes. Then guilt. After everything I've done for you. It's predictable because it's not personal. It's a system losing its fuel. This is also where you'll feel tempted to prove you're still a good person. Don't. Your goodness was never the question. Your boundaries were. The power flips the moment they realize the old buttons don't work. Not when you win an argument, but when you stop participating in the dynamic that made the argument possible. Your withdrawal forces a recalculation. If they genuinely value you, they adapt and respect the new terms. If they only valued your usefulness, they become upset because the product is no longer free. And understand what you are doing here. You are not becoming cold. You are becoming deliberate. You are not punishing anyone. You are correcting the pricing. You are teaching people, calmly and consistently, that access to you is earned through respect, not extracted through pressure. You're not a charity. You're a person. And a person with terms is no longer easy to use. Now this is the part nobody warns you about. When you stop being usable, some people don't quietly accept the new terms. They escalate, not because you harmed them, but because you disrupted the system that benefited them. In behavioral psychology, this is called an extinction burst. When a behavior that used to work suddenly stops working, the person tries harder before they give up. If pressing you with urgency used to get a yes, they will press with more urgency. If guilt used to crack you, they will pour on guilt like gasoline. If silence used to make you panic, they will weaponize silence. You'll see it in real time. Your body will beg you to smooth it over, to prove you're still kind, to explain your reasons until they approve of them again today. They might label you. You're selfish. You've changed. You think you're better than everyone. Or they'll go colder, punishing you with distance, hoping you crawl back and earn warmth. Some will bring up the past like a ledger. After everything I've done for you. Others will create drama, not because the request matters, but because they need a story where you're the villain and they're the victim. Here's the key. None of this is evidence that you're wrong. It's evidence that the old lever no longer moves you. This is the storm after you close the door. Most people relapse right here. They hate the tension, so they reopen the door, they over-explain, they apologize for having a spine, and they return to being drained. If you do that, you teach a brutal lesson. Your boundaries are temporary and can be punished away. So hold the line, but do it with control. Neutral tone, minimal words, no emotional bargaining, no courtroom speeches about your mental health or your busy schedule. When they accuse, you don't defend. When they guilt trip, you don't counter guilt. You simply repeat the term. That doesn't work for me. I'm not available. I can't. Then stop talking. Let the discomfort stay where it belongs, with the person trying to move your limits. Selfish is what they call you when you stop being convenient. And once you can hear that label without flinching, something changes. The panic phase ends, the tests slow down, and you finally get to see who adjusts with respect and who disappears when the free supply is gone. When you start practicing controlled withdrawal, something quietly brutal happens. The world rearranges itself around your terms. You stop guessing who values you because their behavior makes it obvious. Some people adjust. They stop demanding last-minute access. They ask with respect. They offer something back. Those relationships don't die, they mature. And some people vanish the moment you're no longer easy to drain. That isn't loss, it's filtration. It's your life removing what was never truly yours. For the next 7 days, run an experiment. 1 boundary per day, 1 withdrawal per day, 1 moment where you refuse to explain yourself, delay a reply, decline a request with a clean sentence. Let someone solve their own problem. Feel the guilt rise, then let it pass like weather. You're not doing this to become hard. You're doing it to become whole. Because the old version of you was useful in a way that made you disposable. The new version is generous in a way that makes you respected. People can still have access to you, but only through the front door, not the side entrance. Only with terms, not entitlement. If you want more of this kind of psychological leverage, calm, precise, and real, stay close. Not because you need permission, because you've decided you're done living like a public resource.